If you are a permanent resident in Japan or you're planning to apply, listen carefully. In about 10 months, the Japanese government flips a switch that turns your PR visa from a lifetime guarantee into a conditional privilege that can be revoked in real time. And no, this is not clickbait. The law has already passed. The infrastructure is already being built. And if you have even one missed pension or tax payment hiding in your history, you need to fix it now. Welcome back. If you've been living here under the old assumption that permanent resident status is basically a set-it-and-forget-it visa, I have some important news. That era is ending. Here is the timeline you need to burn into your memory. In June 2024, the Japanese Diet officially passed the amendment to the Immigration Control and Refugee Recognition Act. In January 2026, the Cabinet adopted its Comprehensive Measures Framework, publicly stating that past PR requirements were too lenient and outlining full enforcement preparations. This June 2026, Japan launches the new Specified Residence Card, which physically merges your standard foreign residence card with your My Number card. This is the technical backbone that links your immigration profile directly to real-time municipal tax, health insurance, and pension databases. And then comes the big one, April 2027. That is when the revised law and its strict revocation system officially go into full effect. So what does the law actually say? Under the newly amended Immigration Control and Refugee Recognition Act, specifically Article 22, 4, Paragraph 1, the Ministry of Justice now has the explicit authority to revoke or downgrade your permanent resident status. The triggers are clear. If you intentionally or repeatedly fail to pay public taxes or social insurance premiums, you are now in the crosshairs. The monitored obligations, known as Koso Koka or public taxes and dues, break down into two categories. First, taxes, resident tax, income tax, and corporate tax if you own a business. Second, public dues, national pension, employees' pension, and national health insurance. Here is the part that should make you sit up straight. Under Article 62, 2, your local municipal tax office and health insurance departments are now legally authorized to report delinquent PR holders directly to the Immigration Services Agency, or ISA. That means your city hall is no longer just a place where you pay bills. It is now a reporting node in the Immigration Enforcement Network. The scale is massive. As of recent tallies, there are roughly 930,000 permanent residents in Japan, accounting for approximately 23.5% of the total foreign population. Every single one of them falls under the jurisdiction of these rolling checks. Now, here is a small mercy. If your PR status is stripped, the Minister of Justice will not necessarily put you on a plane the next day. Instead, they can ex officio downgrade you to a different operational visa, usually long-term resident or teihusha, provided you do not show continuous malicious intent or severe criminal tendencies. But let's be honest, nobody moved to Japan, built a life here, and applied for PR just to be downgraded later. And if you are currently applying for PR, the evaluation window has stiffened dramatically. Under the so-called 5-year application rule, a single late payment within the past 5 years can reset your entire timeline, forcing you to wait several additional years before reapplying. So what is the solution? It is not panic, it is precision. The government is essentially saying, we gave you permanent resident status because we trusted you to be a fully integrated member of Japanese society. Now we are going to verify that trust continuously. That means civic compliance is no longer a one-time checkbox. It is a lifetime operational requirement. The good news? If you treat your civic duties like you treat your job, structured, automated, and documented, you will be fine. The bad news? If you have been casual about paper bills, address changes, or pension gaps, you have a narrow window to clean house before the system goes fully live. Let me walk you through the exact 4-step defense and recovery process. If you discover a missed or delayed payment, you must act before receiving an official government warning. Once the ISA issues a formal demand notice, your margin for mercy shrinks considerably. Step 1. Conduct a household audit. You need to check the payment history for yourself and all dependents. This is critical. Under the new guidelines, if your dependent spouse or child defaults on their national health insurance, you, as the primary PR holder and head of household, can be held responsible for poor management. So do not just check your own records. Check everyone under your roof. Pull your Juminze history from your city hall. Pull your pension records from the Nenkin.net online portal or your local pension office. Check your health insurance standing. Look for any gaps, no matter how small. Step 2. Voluntary self-reporting. If you find a gap, go immediately to your local ward office or pension office and settle the balance. Do not wait for a letter. Do not wait for a deadline. Voluntarily correcting the oversight before the ISA issues a formal demand notice is viewed by the system as sincere compliance, and it heavily mitigates revocation risks. Think of it this way. The government distinguishes between someone who quietly fixes a mistake and someone who waits until they are caught. You want to be in the first category. Step 3. Document unavoidable circumstances. If the delay was caused by something genuinely outside your control, sudden illness, hospitalization, sudden job loss, a family emergency, you need to gather objective evidence. Medical records. Tax reduction certificates like Gensei or Menjo. Termination letters. The law specifically states that unavoidable inability to pay will not trigger revocation. But the burden of proof rests entirely on you, the resident. The government will not do the research for you. Build a file. Keep copies. Be ready to present a paper trail that shows you did not simply ignore your obligations. Step 4. Transition to automatic payments. Move all civic dues off paper payment slips and onto automatic bank transfer or credit card deductions. Paper slips get lost. They get mistaken for junk mail. They get buried under supermarket flyers. An automatic deduction eliminates that human error entirely. If you have not done this yet, make it your weekend project. It takes 30 minutes at your bank or city hall, and it buys you permanent peace of mind. Now let me highlight the 4 most common mistakes I see foreigners make in this area. I have seen each of these destroy an application or put a longtime PR holder in serious jeopardy. Mistake 1. The job transition blind spot. When you switch jobs in Japan, there is often a 1 to 2 month gap between your old company's employees' insurance and your new company's setup. During that brief window, you are legally required to manually register for and pay national pension and national health insurance at your local city hall. Many people assume their new company handles everything seamlessly. They do not. Forgetting this transition period creates an accidental delinquency record that now carries real immigration weight. Mistake 2. Relying on loose paper slips. Many expats leave paper payment slips lying around or mistake them for junk mail. Here is the hard truth. A missed payment slip remains on record as a delinquency, even if you pay it a month late. The system does not care that you eventually paid. It cares that you missed the deadline. Switch to autopay and remove this risk entirely. Mistake 3. Ignoring the 14-day address change rule. When you move house in Japan, you have 14 days to register your new address at the city office. If you fail to do this, your tax bills and pension notices are sent to your old address. If you do not receive the bill, you do not pay it. And here is the kicker. Not receiving the bill is not recognized by immigration as a valid excuse for non-payment. You are responsible for keeping your address current. 14 days, no exceptions. Mistake 4. Leaving Japan without an English-speaking proxy. PR holders who travel abroad for extended periods without setting up a tax co-representative often accumulate missed local resident taxes back in Japan. Your city hall does not pause just because you are on a beach in Bali. If you are gone for months, appoint someone who can open your mail, pay your bills, and alert you if something goes wrong. So here is your action plan for this week. 1. Audit every civic payment for the last 5 years. Taxes, pension, health insurance for you and your dependents. 2. If you find a gap, go to your city hall or pension office this week and settle it voluntarily. 3. Gather documentation for any unavoidable delays. 4. Switch every recurring payment to automatic bank transfer. 5. If you moved recently and have not updated your address, do it within 14 days. 6. If you travel frequently, set up a tax co-representative. This is not about fear. It is about preparation. Japan is not becoming hostile to foreigners. It is simply aligning PR status with the responsibility that status implies. If you have been paying your dues properly, you have nothing to worry about. But if you have been slightly casual about it, if you have a few "I'll pay it next month" moments in your past, April 2027 is your deadline to clean them up. For official legislative progression and background reasoning, check the analysis by Japan Forward via the Sankei Shimbun. For legal breakdowns on status grounds and the difference between intentional versus accidental delinquency, refer to Touch Legal and the Tokyo Immigration Scrivener Office. And for detailed timelines on the 2026 Specified Residence Card Integration and Practical Household Compliance Audits, monitor updates via the Ishinagi Administrative Scrivener Office. If this video helped you, hit subscribe and the notification bell. I will be tracking every update between now and April 2027, and I will make sure you hear about it first. Drop a comment below if you have already done your household audit or if you have a question about a specific gap in your payment history. I read every single one. Stay compliant, stay prepared, and I will see you in the next one.